I don't know. My God, like, imagine smoking weed in the street without cops harassing. Imagine going to court with no trial. Lifestyle.
Honestly, every time I want to rap, and then I realize I don't know the words as well as I thought I did. I'm happy Saturday. It's Saturday. Saturday. I like that. It's Saturday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Saturday with your ladies from Not Your Typical Girl Talk. As usual, we are going to introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Garcia, and I'm super excited to be joining you again on a lovely weekend, the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Many blessings to everybody out there right now, whether you're listening to us on Facebook or you're listening to us on Radio Region. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your love and support.
Yes, we do. Hi, it's your girl, Telly. I'm so happy to be here again with the only girl group you need to know. I mean, aside from the Supremes and Destiny's Child, we are right up there with them. It's like the Supremes, Destiny's Child, and Not Your Typical Girl Talk. What other girl group do you know aside from those two that are better than us? Wait. Exactly. None. So you're on the right train. You're on the right track. You're at the right place. Period.
Ladies, leave your man at home.
That part. Again. Always so hard to go after Telly. So, hello, everybody. Telly done said everything I need to say, so that part. I am Toshiba, and I am the final member of this wonderful crew at Not Your Typical Girl Talk. As Garcia said, if you're watching us on Facebook, listening to us on Radio Region, thank you and welcome. Please make sure you're following all of our social medias, Not Your Typical Girl Talk, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And again, you can slide into our DMs if you'd like to see if you can match our energy and be a guest co-host with us. So yes, happy Saturday. And ladies, it is the end of our kind of Black History Month shows. And of course, we are ending with a bang. And, you know, we've been going through a pandemic, but we are going to be talking about the pandemic of Black commerce.
Yeah.
Garcia, girl, let me know what you think when you hear that.
So immediately I start thinking heavily local. And, you know, for any of our U.S. or global friends listening, watching, Toronto's been having issues with a lot of the communities that we consider, you know, Black communities within Toronto. Unfortunately, they've been seeing a lot of closures, a lot of unfortunate situations where businesses can't keep up with paying rent anymore, or even supplying their goods. So therefore, they're not able to run their business. And a lot of businesses, whether Black or white or whatever nationality it might be, there have been issues with businesses getting funding to be able to at least keep up their bills so they're able to have a business once this is all over. So we're seeing a lot of the identity of Toronto being wiped away, because a lot of the identity of Toronto, and everyone will admit this, even people that, you know, don't like Black people, they will say, no, they go to Little Jamaica, they go to the Nigerian restaurant in Kensington, you know, they'll go to all of these places and they will, you know, enjoy Black culture, pay for it, whether it be through food, fashion, hair, whatever it is, and they will get serviced. However, now that's becoming very, it's becoming harder because these businesses can't stay open.
Yeah, it's becoming like extinct. Almost,
but I mean, regardless of what's happening with the pandemic and all of that, the actual pandemic, there is an actual pandemic in Black business as far as just businesses launching and being able to run properly and professionally.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's funny because, you know, when businesses go out to get grants or get funds, whatever they can, to open their business and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Some businesses, they open and they're ready to go. They have their products. Even that's, before the pandemic started, when things were normal, they get their products and their stores open, ready to go. And then some stores, they get their money, whatever, and the store sits there and there's no products in there. But the store owners look fly as hell. So they're wondering, okay, so what happened to all that government money you got to open this shop in the first place? And why do I not see any product in here for,
Girl.
I mean, that's the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. It's just kind of like, so where's that money you got?
That's what
It's like,
Girl.
and that makes the pandemic for other business
owners, right?
Because obviously not everyone is like that. So if the three of us want to go and open a brick and mortar store, we get looked upon twice because it's like, well, I don't know, we've given money to so and so, and they love to say you people, have them stay already. We've given money, and we see that some of you guys don't really want to, open shop, but you take the money and run, basically, and it makes it very hard for businesses of our culture to open, to even keep the ethnicity alive in Toronto specifically. Like even in Kensington Market, you see how for years they've been trying to slap a Walmart in there. And there's so much diversity.
No.
Have a huge Walmart
we don't need that.
in Kensington Market. I don't know how I guess this going to I don't know how they're going to do it.
They would probably tear down a bunch of smaller stores.
Exactly. And people have been fighting with the government for years saying, no, come on. Like, this is a part of culture. There's so much diversity in Kensington Market. But every time you turn on the news, you just see more and more of these historical, diverse places becoming extinct, like a dinosaur.
Yeah, and you know what, Toshiba, before you go on, I do want to mention the importance of ethnicity, culture. It's so important to Toronto because as we were chatting earlier, Ontario's flat. We don't have hills.
That's it.
We don't have mountains.
No.
You look outside and you see skyscrapers and a blue sky. That's it.
Pretty much.
There's nothing else. There are no mountains and snowy mountaintops and all of that. There's none of that.
No.
So what Toronto does have is its people and a very long history of having, our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents for some people that have come to Canada and built lives here and allowed Canada to kind of market and use their nationalities to market Toronto as a multicultural city. So without that culture, Toronto is literally just a place with a bunch of buildings. Like, that's how important it is to have Black business alive here.
You know what? And I love that you said that because it's funny. I was having that conversation for the listeners. I'm currently in Arizona because that's where my boyfriend is, and so I'm out here for a bit. And we were talking about that, right? We're talking about the fact that culturally, in terms of diversity, I'm not going to get that here, but in terms of landscape, I was telling you ladies, I'm hiking every single time. Like I'm looking out the window right now and I see mountains, right? Like I literally am looking out my window and there's a field and there's mountains all around me. And so we've got this amazing landscape, and there's a culture of outdoors, and there's rules. I've understand now that the city can't have certain skyscrapers because they don't want to give up the views. And it was funny, I was talking and I was saying it's so interesting because growing up in Toronto, I remember when you could see the skyline downtown. That is completely wiped out, as Garcia mentioned, by skyscrapers. And so, what I don't have in terms of cultural diversity, and that's why it's so important to Toronto and Black businesses and Asian businesses and, South Asian businesses and all this cultural diversity, is because you don't have other scenery, right? That is your scenery. It's almost like a passport to go to different neighborhoods and enjoy different cultures. Like that's the interesting thing about Toronto. You don't actually have to leave Toronto to enjoy different cultures.
Right.
You literally they could have a passport that says go to these particular parts, a little Italy, the Danforth, a little Jamaica, on St. Clair for the Spanish culture. Like you can go to all these different places within Toronto and get culture where you don't get elsewhere. So when when you now have a situation where the pandemic and pre-pandemic, that was happening because they were gentrifying certain neighborhoods. And when you gentrify certain neighborhoods, what that does is it generally wipes out the people that were there before, because you're now creating barriers to entry and they can't stay there. Because a lot of these, places don't have rent control. And again, the pandemic came along and it wiped out people's ability to get people into their stores. And so, now I think about it, and there is a push to online business. And I think that works to some extent. But, Carcia, what you talk about the cultural diversity, that doesn't work for cultural diversity. It works for sustaining your business because now you have another avenue for revenue, but it wipes out the culture of what having Little Jamaica and Little Italy and Greektown and all of those things do. So great, now I can find a way to make money because I'm online, but the core and the essence of what Toronto is, bye-bye. Like Telly says, that's extinct now.
And you brought some things up that made me think very heavily of the Black businesses the Black businesses I know now, where, they don't have a brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of, being a little kid, and, our mom would take us to Kensington Market. She'd buy us a patty, so we would be calm so she could buy fish.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the fish stores, there would be like Polish guys and they're speaking Polish. And, then we would walk down a bit more to a little West Indian restaurant. Mm-hmm. And this is where I first saw a white man with a patois accent.
Yeah, he was like a white Jamaican.
Yeah, he was a white Jamaican. I never knew white people could be Jamaican. Like, I was very small. I was literally 5 years old. And I, my mom, I'm like, Mom, he sounds like you. And she's like, yes, he's from actually even the same part of Jamaica that I'm from. And I was fascinated. I was like, I didn't know white people lived in Jamaica. The thing. And the thing is, I wouldn't have learned. Where else are you going to find, an Asian man and a white guy speaking patois to the point that it's so thick that you can't understand what they're saying?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's the beauty there. But, it brings me to another question, since we're, at the e-commerce versus brick and mortar. Sometimes, and I'm sorry, Black people, this one is just directly for you. Sometimes, do you think we, as business owners, sometimes we, and you brought up a bit about this, about, maybe not using funds for what you should be using it for, but there are some things that keep Black businesses down. And it's certain like actions, like,
customer service.
That's the number one. It's true. And that's number one.
I mean,
customer service.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk.
We all have enough stories to go way beyond the hour of our program.
Right, I know. And I know it's the joke. It's the inside joke of all of us Black people. You go to the West Indian restaurant. Can I have some?
Never have nothing. We're not nothing. We're not a gravy. We're not a rice. We're not a chicken. We're not a nothing.
And they still want to charge you the same price as if you were getting those things.
And the thing is, it's Fish Fridays. So I came in for fish, and you don't have fish on Friday?
Have you ever gone into McDonald's and have no fries? Have you ever heard of McDonald's not having fries? No.
And that's, to me, that is not helping the pandemic of Black business, right? My pet peeve, and I've become, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and therefore I've just become more of a, you don't care. But I will DM a business and be like,
oh yeah,
I checked and I've been checking every day for a month and you sold out of this product. Do you plan on either taking it down from your website or are you going to replenish? Because it's been sold out forever. This is your most popular product. I see people in your comments asking about this and you still, what is the story? What is going on?
That just means that once again, they don't care. Like we've talked about, I won't say the name of this store, but the three of us know it. And it's a beauty supply store in Etobicoke. That's all I'm going to go.
Just baited them
out. They, as we know, they opened last year, I think in like August, a brick and mortar store. And then, I think it was either the 2nd or the 10th lockdown. Who knows what number we're at now. The country locked down again. So, of course, we were talking about how businesses had to transform to online stores instead of having a brick and mortar. So, like a common sense person, I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I'm going to support Black business because I'm Black, and I'm going to go on their website and buy my hair products. Listen, I went on their Instagram to get to their web page, click on it, getting my credit card ready to purchase my Black products, and it says, please call for a virtual shopping experience through their Instagram. So I'm here like, wait, what? So I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe their site's being maintained or something. So I'm just going to DM them and find out if they're working on replenishing or doing something with their website. I DM them. I say to them, yes, I was just wondering, when are you going to launch your online store? Because I'd like to purchase some things. She writes back, we're not really focusing on our online store right now. We just opened our brick and mortar, so we're focusing on that. Please do come down to our store though, and we can do a virtual shopping experience. You can come and pick up your products, or we can Uber the products to you after we're done. Yes, because they got an Uber service. They want me to call through their Instagram. They're gonna use their phone and show me. I can't touch, I can't feel as I'm in my house now looking and saying, no, a little more to the left, no, a little more to the right, no, wait, oh, you dropped it. Well, I'm not paying for that. Look, can I, I'm saying to drop it, sis. Can I just please have that, I just want that shampoo, sis. And then they're trying to sell me something that I don't want, but then because I just want to get the call done and over with, I'll say, fine, give me the sitting.
Okay.
They have no online presence.
So here's my thing about that whole entire thing before I get started.
You look stressed, girl. Stay with me here.
I have to remind us all, and this actually goes for Nigerians, Jamaicans, Canadians, Americans, the French, German, the Hawaiian, wherever you're from in this world, everyone. I have one word, actually 2 words for you. And the 2 words are Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime is Amazon Prime, also known as Amazon Prime, is out here to take all of our money. And they're always ready. They're always ready to take our money.
Always ready.
They make it so easy. It's so easy that you can purchase things by mistake. That's how easy it is.
I have one word. I'm gonna add to your 2 words. I'm gonna add 1 word. When you're creating a business, think about infrastructure. Okay? Infrastructure.
Girl.
You have to think about the infrastructure of your business, which means how you gonna run your business properly.
Right.
That is what infrastructure.
Right. And part of that is a plan, right? For instance, I know that you're going to sell out of products. I'm not saying that, I get it. Not every company is Amazon Prime. You're going to run out of products, especially if you're successful. Praise the Lord, you're successful. I'm happy for you. But
hallelujah.
What does your schedule look like? For instance, there is one Black business that has picked up a lot of speed. It's a lifestyle brand. I don't want to say the brand now. But what I like and what I've noticed is that when they sell out of things now, they say, look, every Tuesday at 1 p.m., we restock.
That part.
Now, because they do that, guess what? Carcia knows to go on their website Tuesdays at like 1 o'clock, and I can
your stuff is there.
Exactly. At least they have a plan.
There's a plan.
What is your plan?
Infrastructure, because they have an infrastructure. They figured out how I'm going to run. You count especially when you have a inventory, like a physical product to send out, count the product, determine your algorithms, what products are most popular. If you're making your products amazing, congratulations. Make more of that product and less of the product that is not doing so well. Therefore, you don't run out of that product. You have to understand your own business. And me as the consumer, I don't care about your problems. No, I don't. I just want your product.
I got my own.
I don't care. Like I don't care. I really don't care. What I do care about is getting my product, right? And there's another business owner I follow. And it's interesting because she also took off like gangbusters doing her thing. And she talks a lot about the fact that, you know, she's made batches of product that she didn't like, and she's called her customers and said, you know what, I made a batch of product, I wasn't comfortable sending it out to you, there's going to be a bit of a delay, you know, kind of happy to either, you know, have you wait or refund the money and then you can order again, whatever. And customers appreciate that.
Exactly.
I wasn't satisfied with the product I made. I'm not going to send you out crappy product just to send it out, but I'm going to personally call you as the business owner and tell you what the situation is, give you an option to determine what your next step is. That I do care about. But all of the other stuff, I don't care, because to me, you opened a business, you should have an infrastructure. And that, I think, is that's where the customer service fails. You don't have an infrastructure, but you need an infrastructure. And especially with e-commerce businesses, like, you have all of these things, like, they're there. They're built in your platform. You have a back end that tells you when you put in the right products, the amount you have when they're selling. You can send an automated message. You can send it right after your purchase. You can send it 24 hours before delivery. Like, there's all of these things that if you can set it up with MailChimp, like, to me, especially with e-commerce, there are no excuses. There are none.
You have the person's email address. You can, I know that for you, you know, with our e-commerce. Like,
girl.
When shipping is going stupid, Telly will be like, let me just email this person and let them know they're not going to get their jacket until whenever.
Because I know that they know I'm Black. 2, I refuse to be the stereotype of them thinking that I'm running on island time. It's like, no, I'm not running on island time. No, I'm running on the proper time.
You're always on time.
I'm on time.
Sis.
On time. On time.
Always on time.
Because, like you just said.
And listen, and you just made a point, like, you cannot control, and I think the pandemic was interesting, and a lot of people blame the pandemic for stuff that the pandemic didn't need to be blamed for, right? There was a lot of, this is because of the pandemic. There was a lot of things we could not control. Like, for in the first part of the pandemic, I think it was like March, April, I'd say May into June, Canada Post and UPS and all those things, they were slow. Pure Later, FedEx, they were all slow. I think people got that. And I think, but they've also now figured out their infrastructure. So for you now, almost a year later, saying, well, it's because of the pandemic. No, they figured out their infrastructure. Again, she said Amazon Prime, because, girl, Amazon Prime clearly figured something out, because even in the pandemic, I was ordering at 11 o'clock one night and receiving it by 9 p.m. the next night. I'm sorry, how did Amazon?
Jeff Benzo is out here in these streets and taking all y'all money.
He doesn't care what color the money is, as long as it's money.
Because he knows that as long as he shows up, he's always going to be in business. And that's what us as business owners have to do. Show up. Make things more easier, be the problem solver. Because like we were saying before, we have our own problems. I don't care about Walmart's problem.
I don't care about
Walmart has my problem. And my problem right now is that I have no toilet paper.
Right.
So I go online to order my toilet paper. I expect Walmart to deliver toilet paper. If I need hair extensions from a Black store that I want to support my people instead of going to Clore or BSW, if I go to a Black-owned hair salon or Black-owned store, I expect to have my products.
Yeah.
End of story.
And that's the thing, right? You have to remember the genesis of your business. Why did you start it? Usually people start a business to solve a problem.
That's the only reason,
that problem be, I am here to entertain you. I am here to make sure that your skin stays nice and fresh.
That's your job.
I'm here to make sure that when you light this candle, you'll feel an ambience of gratitude and rest. You know, whatever you're,
all of that,
right? You're there to solve a problem.
You're the problem solver.
So
solve our problem.
If you have a business and you are lacking in being able to solve that problem,
then why are you in business?
What are you doing?
Why are you in business?
And I'm not saying everyone has to be Amazon, but Amazon had to start somewhere.
They started by selling books.
The thing is that
that was their bread and butter.
And I'm pretty sure that they made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, like everyone does. But the thing is that after the mistake, they learn. You learn.
What's that word again?
You learn. And there you say, okay, I'm going to plan and create an infrastructure, create a customer service journey.
Thank you.
When they put their credit card information in and click blip, an email comes to you and says, thank you for purchasing. You will receive your shipping in, a few hours, a day, or 48 hours, whatever. Then I get an email with my tracking number. If you have any questions, please email help@whateveryourbusiness.com.
Oh, and that part there, especially because we were talking about customer service. When someone does, email you, as that business person, please answer the email. Don't have me having to check my email that I sent you, and 6 months have passed, and I'm still here like, wait.
And then they email you, hey, do you still want this thing? And it's like, actually,
I got my hair done already, sis. Thanks. Like,
here's the thing, and I'm gonna give because sometimes I get it. Carson, you said it best. Often you start a business to solve a problem, and it's a problem usually you have because you couldn't find a product or a service or whatever you're looking for, and you thought, let me go ahead, because if I'm having this issue, and hopefully you've done your market research, many people are having this issue. Now, the thing about it is things are going to go wrong. That again, a batch of something may not work. The infrastructure that you're depending on for your infrastructure, there's an issue. When you send that email or you make that phone call, another business tip for people: offer the client something.
Thank you.
I know you've been waiting, Garcia or Telly or Toshiba, and in appreciation for your business, I am going to send X. It could be 2 of the same product. It could be a discount code for future, whatever. It doesn't even have to really cost them anything, but you offer them something just to say, in appreciation for your business, upon receipt of this product, you're going to have an offer code, or I'm going to send you an email for offer code. Or is there something else on my website that you also like? Please email me and let me know, and I will put that in.
Exactly.
And then because you are a business owner and a small business owner, you can write a personal note, right? There's little key things that you can do as a business owner to keep loyalty, because we get it. Things happen, right? You're not Amazon Prime. You're not Fashion Nova. You don't necessarily have that infrastructure, but have infrastructure. Don't just have none.
Have something.
Exactly. Because for instance, I was dealing with a brand. I DM'd them because they had a code for something and the code was not working. So I messaged them right away.
That's what I like.
Right away, they got to me and said, we are so sorry you're experiencing this. Here is a code, and this code will get you 10% off. Thank you so much for shopping with us. Now, I didn't ask for a code. I was just like, I just need the code to order the thing. And they're like, oh no, here is even a better code with 10% for your trouble of going and having issues with our website.
Okay.
Now, Persia will buy from them again.
Absolutely.
Because they were nice to me. And you'd be surprised what happens when you treat a customer well.
Yep.
Even a 5% discount. This is why people keep going to Shein. Okay? Yep. This is why people are loading up on that fast fashion Shein.
Yep.
Because
I love Shein. They got prices.
Every time you log into their app,
they got a discount.
Like, here's a 10% discount because you bought stuff last year.
Yep.
And it's like, wow, you remember, that's what we call customer loyalty, right? And the thing is, it's funny, but a lot of these website building tools, like, Squarespace or Spotify or Shopify, they all have these embedded in their site. You just need to ignite it. Now, some of them are free, some of them are not, but all you have to do, and a lot of these services, they will, you can contact them and a support person will get back to you and let you know how to set up these triggers. So
let me tell you something.
It's very easy.
Let me tell you something. Listen, here's the thing. And I'm going to say this, and I get your point because I completely agree with you. Some of them are free, some of them are not. Even if they're not free, there's this wonderful tool. I don't know if people have used it. It's called Microsoft Damn Excel. Okay. So what you do is you create a whole spreadsheet. Okay. And most of these things are integrated with some kind of spreadsheet, and you pull that information and you make a list. And because it is your business, you see who has overtime multiple, and you create a loyalty plan. Garcia and Telly and Toshiba have purchased 3 things for 3 times this year, and their total spending was $100 each. That you create a loyalty plan for me, and you send me some. You don't even because if the website thing goes down, it goes down. You might lose that information, but your handy dandy spreadsheet that you yourself started inputting information. You can do it in Google Drive, you can do it in Microsoft Excel. I would recommend Google Drive because it goes everywhere with you. It can be on your phone. It can do all of these different things. You take the initiative to ensure that you understand your client base, because loyalty, that word, customer loyalty, is a real thing. I have paid more for products with certain businesses when I could have gotten it cheaper because of that. Because I was loyal to this business because of the way I felt when I buy something from them. I feel good. Like you said, Sheehan, it's like how I feel with Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova can screw up, but I know Fashion Nova, they've screwed up a couple of times. And guess what? I will get an email with a 20% discount, a 30% discount, all kinds of things. It tells me with my product, if I favorited my product, if it's going low. Okay, great. Oh my God, I want it. Let me go buy it.
Exactly. The loyalty is there because they keep on making sure that you're happy. And that's how it's supposed to be. Just like any marriage, any relationship, any friendship, if there's love going out, then the love will come back in. It's a give and take. You can't be giving and saying, yeah, here's my money, take it. And then the business is like, oh no, I don't want your money. And don't you want my money?
That part.
Are you not?
And you know what? I just want to jump in quickly and say that we appreciate Radio Rejay.
We do.
And we want you guys to keep listening to us, keep watching us on Facebook. We enjoy your ears listening in, and we want to hear from you. Send us an email at notyourtypicalgirltalk@gmail.com. Slide into the DMs at notyourtypicalgirltalk on Instagram, Facebook, and check us out on YouTube. Search Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Looking forward to your subscription and your like on all our shows. And I'm really gonna have to get that Siren app back on my phone because I think we have some sound effect on ourselves. But I do agree with everything being said here. I think that, especially when you are counting on a particular community to really launch your business.
Absolutely.
You have to look at ways, how do I keep this person entertained? Because as we all know, humans, it's like their attention span is like 4 or 5 seconds. So how are you going to keep them? Now, we all know that 1,000 fans, if you have 1,000 people who pay you even $100 over a year, that gets you into the 6 figures. So if you have a client or a customer that's paid you $100 over the last 12 months, you need to send them something.
Come on, man.
Because they've helped you get to 100K or more in your business.
That's it.
There has to be something. And like Toshiba said, it doesn't have to be big, heavy. Like I like to, I buy crystals, I'm big into the energy, right? And one provider there based in Quebec, and even on my social media, and see, they follow me on social media. One day on social media, I was like, oh, hell. Like, I was walking around and the crystal fell out of my hand and it fell on the floor and a tip of it broke off.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I put it on my Instagram saying, oh, man, like, this is so bad. And, surprising to me, I get an email like a few days later, maybe 5 days later, and they said, here's a code. Whatever you order, you're going to get 2 of it.
You see that?
That part.
Someone
big up to that business in Quebec. Stop that. That's a real, listen, that's on the next level.
That's on the next level, girl.
That's loyalty.
It is because they're like, oh, you're going to give me $60 worth of product when I only spend $30. That sounds like
a great deal to me.
Thank you very much. And that, not only that,
but they're going to make their money back from you. They will make that money back from you. You're going to You're going to spend money. You're going to send people. If you know other people are about that, you're going to be a champion for their business because of how they've treated you.
And I will always reference them and say, if you're looking for this, go here and get it. And the thing is with them too, is that they knew of my buying history. They knew, oh, you know what? She actually bought 3 things from us like earlier this year.
Yep.
So the least we can do is not only send her the second crystal, but they also sent 2 velvet bags for me to put it in. So they're like, so if you're ever moving your crystal again and it falls, it won't shatter.
Now, see, come on now.
That is thoughtful.
Things like that. Simple things like that.
Now, here's the thing, and I'm gonna flip back to brick and mortar a bit, because in e-commerce, with the tools that are now available, and like I said, even if you yourself just decided to create a Excel spreadsheet, right? Online businesses are literally being able to, you can almost run an online business with your eyes closed some of these days, because you can literally integrate everything. And there's chat bots, there's all of these things that you integrate. Whereas a brick and mortar store, it is front facing client customer service. And it's very difficult to often execute that. And so, you know, when we see communities now being wiped out because of gentrification and what's happening with the pandemic and the 65 million, like you said, what shut down Toronto's on right now, Ontario as a whole, that can be difficult. But the reality is, it doesn't mean that you don't create customer loyalty. There are going to be certain people, no matter where Randy's Patty ends up next, they're going to find themselves to Randy's Patty because they've created some kind of customer loyalty.
I fully agree with that. Okay. We know the West Indian store, a grocery market store that's in Mississauga, Ontario, and they moved from a very cool, popular little plaza storefront area, and they had to move like out to an area where they're still building new houses, way out in this weird like industrial area where there's trucks park. There's nothing out there, girl.
Nothing.
Girl, when we finally found the place, when we got there, you see the cars rolling in. They're rolling in, and they're like, "We're here for our hard dough bread." They found her. They found her. They found her, even though
she's in the boonies.
In the boonies,
they found her.
They found her, and
there are people.
And she has this. She does use the list. She'll send emails. This is where I'm located. This is what. You know,
what's on sale
isn't gonna be in this week. This is
comes in on Tuesday.
Like, girl, listen, they are using the latest technology that they can as a brick and mortar, and this is why they're still open.
That's it. You have to get creative. You know, as we are living in interesting word, you have to get creative.
That word.
Because if you have a brick and mortar store, you better get creative.
And listen, Mailchimp.
Creative is not telling me to call you and you will put me on your Instagram and show me around the store. That ain't it. That ain't it, baby girl. That ain't it.
You know what I don't have? Even during this time, you know what I don't have? Time. So please make it easy for me.
That's
and easy can be, you can look at it through e-commerce or through brick and mortar. Because, for instance, same store, I can call there and say, you know, I'll be there in half an hour.
Right.
Could you put some kalaloo aside, some breadfruit, you know, could you put these things aside in a bag for me? I'm on my way. Sure thing. We can do that. Do you need my name? This is, and they'll look at the number. This is Carcia. Is this Kathy's daughter?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay,
you see?
So if one time my mother or mom had bronchitis, and with her bronchitis voice called,
they could recognize her
to get stuff for soup. I need stuff for soup. They're like, oh, we put it all together. Drove up, got paid, they bag full of stuff, left, was able to get home to get this soup to her. Like,
simple thing.
It's so simple, but this is why we're still buying from there, regardless of how
built an infrastructure. Sure. Honestly, like I'm gonna keep repeating. That's gotta be my literally takeaway. My takeaway is gonna be the word infrastructure, right? I'm just gonna tell you what it is right now. They built an infrastructure and they understood you talked about it. The customer journey isn't just for an e-commerce business. No. It is for every business. There is a customer journey. And you try to make it where you are anticipating what your customer needs and making sure you have it to them before they need to tell you that I need this, right? Like, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. I can tell you something. I hate scrolling through websites to find information. I hate it. I hate going to a website and having to scroll and scroll and scroll. And I'm like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, I can't find this information. And because I know I don't like this, you guys, I saw your faces, you don't like it either. So now that I'm building a new website with my new brand, one of the things I said to the website is I found a website that I didn't have to do that, right? You literally click on the thing and the page will float up to you. And the information you need floats up to you, and there it is. Anything about I Am Toshiba and the show is going to be on there, my books is going to be on there, opportunities, my 411, everything's there. You're not scrolling, you know, and if it needs to take you to a scrolling part, like a blog or whatever, it takes you to a separate page. And then that one, you would anticipate that there should be scrolling. There's blog art.
At least you know you're in the right place at that point. You know you're in the right place.
That's it. Like, this scrolling and how do I contact her and how do I reach out to her and where's her Instagram and where's her, like, I consider the customer journey because I want you to stay on my website as long as possible. I want you to click the show. I want you to click to where my books are. I want you to find out about me. I want you to want to collaborate with us. I want all of those things. And because I know, again, attention spans are like 4.5 seconds, I'm not going to have you on my website and be scrolling through to find, how do I even work with this chick? How do I buy her books? Like, how do I find out about her? It's the same.
Do you know how many sites I leave just because I can't even find where the search button is to look for something? Like, where do I go to search for something?
Exactly.
And I end up closing it and going to something else.
Exactly.
Your job as any business person is to make someone's life easy because you have to put yourself in the customer's shoes. Okay, I as a customer, I hate scrolling. I don't want to be sitting there wondering where the search bar is to even type something. So you know what? What I'll do is I'll have the search bar right there in the front. So as soon as you go to my webpage, the search bar is right there. I'll have a list of my menu will pop up automatically. So you'll see exactly where every section is. So you don't have to be there scrolling like a mad person trying to find where you even go to log in, much more search or look for the person's email, the contact page. Some of these places don't even have a contact page to contact them in the first place.
And right there, like, you know, there's too many free resources to not understand what UI means, to understand what UX means, to understand when you go to a website, when you go to some of the most successful online shopping stores, what do you like about them? Think about if you love fashion. I'm sure you've been to Zara. I'm sure you've been to Fashion Nova. I'm sure you've been to H&M, whatever these stores are that you go to. Look at how they set up their site.
See how they do it.
See how they're snatching people's money.
See what you like and what you don't like.
They already paid the most expensive UI designers in the world to create the best customer experience online. Copy what they're doing. You don't need to rebuild the wheel. The wheel's not even built.
You don't need to reinvent. Just copy. Do as you see. See and do.
And
copy.
Write it down.
Right? That's it.
Write it down.
The same goes for brick and mortar. I know that, you know, when you feel like treating yourself and you're like, I'm dressed well today, I'm going to go into that designer store and just, you know, pretend that, you know, I look good. So I'm just going to pretend, you know, that, you know,
I'm rich
to shop in here. I do this for fun, people. Pray
go
for
into
me.
Saks and Fifth.
Y'all pray for me. And I will walk in, and the first thing they do when they see, oh, this person looks like they could actually buy something.
Okay.
Could I offer you a drink, a refresher? They will get you tea. champagne. I have been to places where, you know, like even dress rental services, you walk in and they're like, and you say, oh, I'm trying to get a dress for this person's event. And they're like, oh, would you like some champagne while you try on dresses?
Yes,
would you like some tea or coffee?
Okay.
Now, guess what? What does that mean? Kirsty is going to go back there when she needs a dress.
Exactly.
Because I know that I'm going to get a nice glass of champagne or a nice cup of tea. So I've gone to places where you get your nails done and they're like, would you like some tea? Would you like some water? It's like, oh,
some of y'all have your businesses there. You have no AC. And you don't even offer the person a bottle of water, not even a glass.
How much does it cost to put water in a glass?
Living water that Jesus creates.
This is
H2O. You can give the person some water.
If you have a clothing store, if you have a clothing store and your clothes are averaging $60 and up, you should be offering
me some water.
Even that.
A glass of water. I'm not even saying
even offer the person a change room. I see that you have some things in your hand.
You're cumbered with all these
stuff, and people are just looking at you like, well, when she's ready, she'll contact me. It's like,
listen, we're giving out free advice. I'm going to give another free advice because those are great advice. I'm going to give another free advice. If you own a food store and there's a long, dusty lineup and people are patiently waiting, go around and offer them little hors d'oeuvres. Create little versions. If you have a patty store, you can even cut up the patty and you can take one a patty and cut it up in smaller ones and go around and just offer people, I see that you're waiting. Do you mind, here's a blah, 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 or try this or try that. It's not, because the reality is, especially if the people are waiting, they know it's a 20-minute wait and they're still waiting in line. You're now creating more customer loyalty. I know I'm not going to be dead for hungry in this line.
You're not You know who's king at that? And this is before, say it.
Starbucks.
Even if there's two people in front of you, they will come with their little cute cups and those green straws. This is the cute little white girl with her little tails, and she's just like, hi there. Would you like a little sample of our strawberry latte? It's fresh. Like, thank you, little girl. And you take a sip, and then she comes back with some banana bread. Yeah. Would you like some banana bread too? Well, I can't say no to your little cute face. Thank you, little girl. And by the time you get to the front of the Starbucks line, you're full. And next thing you know, you're buying up the strawberry sitting and the banana bread. Your bill of only $4 has now grown to $60. This is Starbucks. As racist as they can be sometimes, they know how to capture people.
And that is why, even with what's going on, you go to Starbucks and Black people are still buying from Starbucks.
Black people will still buy Starbucks.
They haven't stopped, and they will.
We've seen enough blogs.
The customer service.
We've seen enough blogs. We've been to some Starbucks, and any business that's smart does this. You go and you ask for a tall coffee. Well, you know what? We're out of tall cups, but guess what? I'm going to give you a venti on the house. They're large.
For the same price.
And you're just like, oh. Okay. Wow. Thanks. Okay.
And this is why a lot of people ask, oh, well, I don't understand why Black people are still buying from H&M and Gucci after everything that happened. I'm like, because good customer service.
Good customer service.
I'm like, Black people walk in there and Black people, for the most part, completely forget. By the time they get in touch with a sales associate who sweets them up and makes them feel like they're number one on the planet, they're like, well,
here's my money.
Might be racist, but they're treating me good. So
take my money. Give me that Gucci handbag. That's what they're saying.
If you're nice to me.
And exactly. And I'm a banner. I ban everybody and their mama. Like, I'm worse, but comes to that. But I agree with you. There is something to be said about feeling special.
Yes.
There's something I want to feel special, whether I walk into your store physically or I go on your website and purchase an item. I want to feel special. It is human nature to want to feel special. And this is why an infrastructure and a marketing plan is important. You cannot, especially in this day and age where, again, with the shutdown and multiple shutdowns and gentrification and all of these things, you have to create customer loyalty. Because again, there are people who I will pay a premium price when I know I could get it cheaper because they make me feel good.
Like, that's it. You know what? You said that and it reminds me of bringing up Fashion Nova again. But there was a time where, you know how you'll go on a website and you'll put stuff in your cart
you abandon
it. you kind of almost keep it like a little wish list, you know, even though there's a real wish list, but you just choose to put in your cart. And a few days later, Fashion Nova's in my email saying, hey, we noticed you put this, and they'll have the product in your shopping cart. Here are other things that are just like it. By the way, your size, like the size medium you wanted, we only have 3 left. Jeans. Now, when they send that email,
you're still gonna think that you're gonna leave it abandoned?
It's like, oh,
you better go and get those 3 jeans that are left.
I think I really wanted that. I think I really wanted. Oh, and that's cute too.
Okay. Next thing you know, your cart of like $60 has gone up to like $300.
Right. This is how they keep you. You have to look at what makes you go crazy to continue going to stores and apply that to your business.
You know what too reminded me too is one thing I love too with Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, and Shein. We were talking about this, how they advertise their business like it's day one. They don't advertise just once.
Love it. I love that actually.
I should feel annoyed. I want you to bombard me
again.
Bombard me with your store. I want to see it in my email every 5 seconds. Because someone was saying, listen, Fashion Nova sends emails to people 6 times a day.
That's a lot of emails a day. I can't lie.
And listen, it works, because after the 3rd and 4th time I've seen their emails, like, you know what? Okay, let me just see what's going on up in Fashion Nova.
I would love to know
something's going on there.
The unsubscribe rate for Fashion Nova.
But you know what? Because I've unsubscribed and then resubscribed.
Right, because
I got that. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I can't lie. I have
to have a marketing plan. Advertising once and complaining that no one knows your business is a joke. Like, you just can't say, well, no one found me online or no one found my store, so I'm going to close down my shop. Like,
and you have to advertise? And you have to show value. You have to be constantly out there.
Constantly.
That word.
I know.
That other word.
Like, nurture it.
I know it. I definitely know of local businesses on their Instagram. They post 3, 4, 5 times a day.
As they should.
And I'm like, you know what? This is what it takes. Because again, remember that 4.5 seconds to get my attention before I squirrel and I'm off running.
Your Amazon is lingering over your head, and before you know it, you're gone. Chase Amazon the squirrel. The wielding knife.
Oh God.
There are archives for it.
No, but you're right, and that's so true, right? Like, brag about your business, right? Like, brag about your business. If you love your business, brag about it. People are going to unsubscribe. It might hurt your feelings, but whatever. They might not be the people who are going to buy from you anyways. Brag about your business. Constantly show up in my face. Like, I'm constantly, like, our show is constantly showing up in people's face. I'm going to probably get back to the point where I'm doing 2-3 times a day. Like, now we do every day. I post something. Every single day. If stuff is in people's stories, whatever the case may be, you don't forget about not your typical girl talk. Yes, you're gonna see stuff that we've done and our antics and all of that stuff.
It works. It works, and I know that you know. There was a time before where I was like, oh, I don't want to talk too much. But then I found out once I got that out of my head.
Right, you shifted your mind.
Shifted my mindset to be like, you know what? A lot of people don't see the one time you posted.
No.
They won't see it until you've posted the 8th time.
Yeah.
And now since, over posting, it's opened up opportunities because people saw the 4th and the 5th time and said, oh, that's cool.
I didn't even know.
Let's talk about some collaborations.
Okay.
This is a collaboration idea I have. But this stuff doesn't happen when you post once a week.
And then you complain, oh, no one noticed my business, or no one started show, or noticed my this and that. It's like, well, how often do you talk about it? How often do you brag? Well, I don't want to annoy anybody. It's like, wait, what? Then you listen.
I like your business.
So she was booked.
You don't like your business.
In March. Everyone get ready for that. Sheba has a book coming out, and one of the things that we
advertising my book's actually not even finished. I can't even lie to people. My book's not finished being written.
Okay. I was gonna say, there's a part in your book where you're like, listen, people need to shine as bright as the sun. Why are you dulling your business? Why are you dulling yourself? Put yourself out there. No one else is gonna do it for you.
Listen, remember,
Come on, man.
How many people are selling candles right now?
Girl.
Everyone and their mother, brother, sister, great auntie.
The dog is selling
the
candles
dog
right
down
now.
the road. Everybody is selling candles.
But that doesn't mean you should stop.
That doesn't mean you should stop.
No.
Because everyone knows different people. Everyone has different tastes.
Okay.
Everyone has a certain connection to a certain something.
That's it.
You're building a community. So go ahead and do what you need to do to build yourself. You only need 1,000 people to spend $100 on you a year.
That's it.
You only need one person to buy 4 candles.
That's
a
it.
year from you.
That's all.
And you're good.
Stop being afraid. You're not doing anything wrong. It's your business.
So
no one else's. Cut out this fear.
Especially, you know, if you're Black.
Especially when you're Black.
Brag, jump around, do whatever, because again, the others are not scared. They're, again, Fashion Nova is in your inbox 6-7 times
every day
telling you everything. Why are we so scared of putting ourselves out there? And if you are, that is not the business for you. That ain't what you do. Like, I won't lie, when I was doing my consulting thing, I wasn't, because I was like, I don't really want to do this, but I'm gonna do it. But with the show and my books and, you know, I am Shivas coming out, go.
It got you excited. It gave you purpose to say, yes, I want to push this.
And if you show that passion, people become, oh, wow, I'm excited for her. She's really into this.
And then they get excited too. And they want to support you. But people coming up and saying, yeah, you know, I got this business. It's kind of small. First of all, do not say you got this little business. Don't say that. Don't let the universe hear that you're calling your own crafts little. It's not little. It's
great.
Big. Because it's yours. And you created it.
It's great.
Yeah,
you should celebrate.
Imagine our little online talk show, our little, it sure ain't that little anymore because we're on the radio waves. Hey, Radio Regent, what up? Right? Like, imagine if that was the attitude we had in terms of we just have this little thing. Anyways, we do have to wrap up. So, ladies, tell me what your takeaway from the show
My
is.
quick 10-second takeaway is we have to start using the tools and resources that are out there. It's not 1985. People are out here giving out free information. Type in what you need to know on Google and it will tell you. It will tell you how to run a business. It will tell you how to do customer loyalty. It will tell you
book that Business for Dummies.
You don't even need to spend a dime. It's out there for you for free because guess what? A lot of people want you to be successful. So that's my takeaway.
Girl, all of that. My takeaway is brag about your business and get creative. Amen. That's my takeaway.
Love that. My takeaway, infrastructure. Build an infrastructure.
Girl.
Seriously, just build an infrastructure and go to the people whose infrastructure you like and copy it. It ain't that hard. Simple. That is it. That is all. That's all we got for you. We hope you got a lot of information, but Telly got some words for you before we go.
I want to thank Radio Regent so much for giving us this platform to speak and for you guys to see us and hear us talk about this good, juicy stuff. Do make sure to follow us. Oh, before I forget, I also want to thank Radio for giving us the opportunity. Do follow us on all of our social platforms at Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Slide into our DMs if you want to be a guest or if you have any ideas that you want to have us talk about on our show. Slide into our DMs or email us all the contact information. Go to our Instagram, you'll see it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening. Till next time, dance it out with us.
Break it, pop it. I love you, lady. I can't. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Namaste.
Love y'all.
Bye.